Good morning, everyone. Here's your Eastern Idaho weather planning briefing for Saturday, January 30th. What snow we have out there this morning will be ending as we go into the afternoon hours. Most of this is along and east of I-15. A few other light snow showers or maybe some flurries in a few other spots for today, especially this morning. We have issues potentially coming with freezing fog and low clouds for tonight and again Sunday night. Probably more widespread of an issue tonight because high pressure will be quickly building over us. Now, we do have the next storm coming in. This one moves in Monday night into the Central Mountains, but the real brunt of the storm will be coming Tuesday into Wednesday as it quickly shifts across our area. On the satellite loop this morning, here's our storm shifting on to the east, the back edge of that moisture pushing through, and that's what's pushing the showers east of the I-15 corridor this morning and on into Wyoming this afternoon. Low pressure over the Pacific and the Gulf of Alaska. We have southwest flow setting up ahead of that. Some of that will be again pushing into our area Tuesday and Wednesday with that storm. This southwest flow doesn't have as much moisture as the last event had, plus it's going to be moving a lot quicker, and we'll take a look at how that may pan out here in just a little bit. Otherwise, here's our impacts matrix, and you'll notice just maybe a little bit of continuing activity and impacts over the southeast highlands, the eastern islands. We have a little bit of potential for some blowing and drifting and some slick roads. Most regions tomorrow, except maybe across the South Hills, also up into the Wood River area. We'll have to watch that. We had a lot of snow in there, so we'll have to see if any snow melt is enough with the wind coming down the Wood River Valley overnight, and maybe the moisture, some of that snow melting may counteract that. But for now, we're not expecting really any impacts from fog and low clouds in that area. But a good chunk of central and eastern Idaho is going to have that issue for tonight. And again, on Sunday night into Monday morning. The main impacts, though, on Monday will be that lingering or beginning of the light snow over the central mountains. Heading into Tuesday, you can see the snow potential and even some rain in the lower elevation shifting eastward. It looks like better impacts expected or more impacts expected from the snow across portions of the central mountains, especially the Sawtooth areas. A little bit in the Wood River area, especially once you get up north of Ketchum and Sun Valley heading towards Galena Summit. And then that Tuesday night and Wednesday, the better impacts shifting into the southern and eastern highlands. Some lingering rain and snow across the rest of the region. So you can kind of see that's moving a little bit quicker than that last storm we've just now finally getting over with in our area. You'll notice most of the snow shower activity generally along and east of I-15 over towards Wayan, over towards Swan Valley, on up into the Island Park area. Probably some lingering light snow still expected down towards the Utah border for a few hours this morning, and a little bit of lingering shower activity, like we said, over the central mountains. But going through the day, we'll see that activity shifting on to the north and to the east, and most of that should be out of our hair by mid to late afternoon, and we should be in for that period of dry weather that is coming our way until we get into Monday night at this particular time. At least that's the latest trend. It's slowing down a little bit as we go into Tuesday. There is the potential for some additional snowfall, most of that falling over the Island Park area, over along the Wyoming border with Yellowstone and the Tetons as well, in the big holes as well, seeing maybe another couple of inches of snow there. Now, for this morning, some pretty gusty southwest winds, especially along the Snake Plain here, along some of the bench areas across the southern and eastern end of the Snake Plain. Some of these gusts 30 to maybe even closer to 45, 50 miles an hour in some localized spots. But as we go in the afternoon, the wind's starting to wind down. So as the snow falls in some areas this morning, that little bit of blowing and drifting potential is there, but that quickly ends with the winds winding down and the snow moving out for this afternoon. And temperatures cooling just a little bit. Now, it's going to be pretty tricky in some areas. Some folks probably are fairly close to already to their high temperatures for today. Look at Chalice, closer to 40 this afternoon, 37 in Haley, so there may be some of that snow melting in portions of the Wood River Valley. Temperatures 40 to 45 once you get down to Pocatello, Blackfoot, over towards Burley, Oakley, over into the Treasure Valley for this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, temperatures will be cooler. We're not going to have a lot of wind. We're going to have high pressure, some clearing skies across the area. But like I said, some of these areas, once we clear out the slow clouds and fog, we'll try to build in. But it may not be until we get the temperatures dropping to these levels before that actually happens. Going into tomorrow afternoon, temperatures, especially the upper valley, cooling off several degrees. Also some cooling over portions of the central mountains. But you can still see the lower Snake Plain over towards the Magic Valley, the Treasure Valley, down towards the Utah border. Some areas still running 40 to 45 for tomorrow afternoon. Even cooler on Monday, the down valley wind keeping temperatures over in the Magic Valley closer to the freezing mark. As we go into Monday afternoon, temperatures trying to rebound just a little bit ahead of our storm. Temperatures in portions of the Magic Valley and the Treasure Valley may actually start to push towards 45 or 50 degrees ahead of our storm on Monday. Tuesday morning, you can start to see the impacts of the storm moving in along the 84-6 corridor with a little bit of wind. Temperatures only dropping to around freezing. We should be below freezing over the rest of the region, and you can see again, warmer temperatures with that storm coming in on Tuesday. Burley actually expecting a high of 50 degrees. Pocatello right around the mid-40s, also pushing towards 40. Driggs, Idaho Falls, also down towards the Utah border as well. Chalice, 40 degrees as well on Tuesday. And then temperatures cooling off a few degrees on the backside of that storm as we go into Wednesday. Now, we were going to talk about the storm coming in for Wednesday real quick here. This is just kind of a very early guess on how the precipitation pattern is going to move through the area. We're not looking at snow amounts here, just kind of looking at the precipitation trend with this storm, I should say. So we go into Tuesday, you can see that spreading through the area by Tuesday afternoon, evening. A lot of areas seeing some rain and snow across the region, but as we go into Tuesday night and Wednesday, you can see that shifting over to the southern and eastern highlands. Also along the Snake Plain, especially the bench areas, moving into the day on Wednesday, and that trend will slowly end, but then really ending as we get into late Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, and some very, very early snow totals with this storm. Not much expected across the Snake Plain, not much in general, just because it's a faster moving system. And not necessarily looking at the amounts per se, the exact amounts, but you can see some differences with this storm where the snow's falling. The Sawtooth, Galena Summit, north of the Wood River Valley, where we had all of the snow falling with this last event. Also, more snow across portions of the Island Park area along the Wyoming border with Yellowstone and the Tetons, the big holes as well. Also around the Bear River Range. Also a little bit of extra snow across the higher elevations of the South Hills with this event as well. So, very early look, don't necessarily look at the numbers, just kind of look at the idea of where things are going to be falling in terms of where we might see some of the higher snow amounts, the better potential for snow with this event coming into our area. Otherwise, like I said, this storm is ending finally today. A couple of mornings with some freezing fog and low clouds, and then a return to at least a shorter window of wet weather and some windy weather for the middle part of next week. If you have any questions, certainly get a hold of us. Otherwise, have a great day and stay safe out there, everyone.